you are new to running in minimalist running shoes and are running barefoot, you might experience ankle soreness, namely localized soreness on the lateral side or the outer side of the ankle. And this type of pain is most likely adaptive pain because outside ankle pain when you first start running barefoot or in minimalist running shoes is pretty much most often the direct result of your ankles just adjusting and adapting to a new running condition, because in minimalist running shoes and running barefoot, the ankles are now being engaged in a much different way than they are in conventional running shoes if you are running with a heel strike, not a forefoot strike. According to a 2013 study in the journal Footwear Science, which is linked down below the video in the description box, the researchers found that range of motion, peak plantar flexor moment, and eccentric power of the ankles was much greater in minimalist and barefoot running, and in these two running conditions, a forefoot strike landing was used as compared with running in conventional running shoes where a heel strike landing pattern was used. Now, the increases in these three parameters at the ankle in the barefoot and minimalist running shoe conditions were not associated with an increased risk of an ankle injury, but rather the increases in these three parameters at the ankle are all associated with improved footstep stability, meaning that the mechanical contribution of the ankle in forefoot running, especially when running barefoot or in minimalist running shoes, is greater because the ankle naturally has a more foot stabilizing role than in heel strike running, where in heel strike running, there's more mechanical work coming from the knee to accelerate the body forward. This is because in many cases, landing with a heel strike during running results in an initial foot strike position that's too far in front of the upper body, which is also the center of mass. The knees are then intensively used to pull the center of mass through a longer horizontal distance between the center of mass and initial foot strike position. This prolonged distance separation also results in a more intense degree of a brake force and compressive force, of which the knees always seem to bear the expense of these impacts. And when we summon these physical stressors on the knee in heel strike running, we find that they wear and tear the knee joint over time, which is why heel strike running is consistently associated with runner's knee, whereas in forefoot running, the knees are more instantly freed of mechanical overloads, partly because the horizontal distance between the upper body and initial foot strike position is shorter. So landing with a forefoot strike during running really seems to put the foot in a safer order of positioning relative to the center of mass, which in turn results in significant decreases in the brake force and the compressive loading force. But it also elevates the role of the ankles in tightening balance control at the foot, of which seems to be a practical and functional implementation of the ankle in forefoot strike running, because striking forefoot first when running is not really associated with a lot of known ankle injuries in general, definitely not chronic ankle injury or severe ankle injury. On account of, it's worth noting that there's really no clear evidence of damaging forces and other overstraining stressors attacking the ankle joint in forefoot running like there are in heel strike running. Heel strike runners really tend to suffer more rolled ankle injuries or ankle sprains, as well as impact-related ankle injury, and I posted links to the videos I did on why this is, as compared with forefoot running, down below the video in the description box. All in all, just note that in forefoot strike running, especially when you're barefoot or wearing minimalist running shoes, the ankles have more influence on making the foot stronger at pinning down more stably, which is why when you first start off with forefoot running, soreness that occurs on the lateral side or the outer side of the ankle is most likely not due to mechanical impairments. Rather, it's most likely adaptive pain because it's the strengthening adaptation to the new normal of how the ankle is supposed to operate in running, that is, as a foot stabilizer. And of course, this type of ankle pain can be prevented by avoiding doing too much too soon with forefoot running. But if you spend more time walking barefoot, especially on uneven surfaces, as well as doing a lot of weight training barefoot will most definitely speed up the process of getting your foot strength to where it really needs to be. Also, I posted down below the video in the description box barefoot ankle strengthening exercises that are also really helpful. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit the thumbs up button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't already, where you will stay more informed on forefoot running versus heel strike running, as well as the benefits of barefoot activity. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have fun out there on the roads and trails. Bye for now.